I can't believe it's been roughly 5 months since the Lahaina fires in early August of 23, and everyone's still just trying to take it in. There's been just so much devastation and loss personally. I talked about this a while back. However, yeah, there's never any. There are some silver linings we talked about with Maria Lanakila Church in the last message I did, which is beautiful. Today I'm going to talk about just something that's a little bit close to home and just a reminder of things that can stand over time, of which is construction. You hear about the story of the big bad wolves and the different construction materials, but a lot of Lahaina town was built with wood frame construction. There's not a lot that survived. Some of the oceanfront condo buildings, such as Lahaina Shores, that were concrete, made it. However, one thing I want to talk about today is this. Back in the early 80s when I first moved to Maui, my grandma and her husband at the time, his name was Peter Knight, they built a spec house along Front Street. And we always joked about it. We used to call it Noah's Ark because it literally looked like Noah's Ark. So, and then we also had another nickname for it, which was the James Bond house, because it's really cool. In the time when we were little kids and, weren't used to seeing anything like this. It had surveillance cameras, it had a wine cellar, it had home cinema or movie theater, and it was just really cool and something different, definitely out of the box, quote unquote, for its time. It's a funky house, and it wasn't for everyone, and but it's built completely out of concrete. Everything I'm sure is just toasted on the interior, but the shell of it still remains, and the irony here is us calling it Noah's Ark over all those years ago, Noah and surviving the flood. And now this structure here on Front Street survived the Lahaina fires. Once again, there's not really a good takeaway, but it just from a memory standpoint, most of what I knew as a kid in Lahaina is gone. It's kind of nice to see one thing that is still standing. I'll throw some photos up here in a second. However, my sister was able to get into Lahaina with a friend who's got property there, and got a few photos. And our old house in Puamana Nui is completely gone. The tennis courts are still there. But all throughout Front Street, it looks like a war zone. I'm sure everyone's been seeing it over the news over the last, 5 months now. A lot of commercial properties completely gone outside of, restaurants. 505 Front Street is a waterfront commercial property with a lot of great restaurants and memories in that place. Such as Nick Fleetwood's 505 Front Street. Think Huey Lewis, had a restaurant there back in the day as well. And yeah, a lot of history in Lahaina, and I know everyone's working to rebuild it. It's going to be a long haul ahead. And I'm just, yeah, my heart goes out to all the firefighters. I got friends that are firefighters there on the island. I just couldn't imagine what they went through. And wishing everyone an awesome 2024.